Hey everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to the special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons. I'll see you again with scores and updates at halftime. But for now, it's my distinct pleasure to hand things over to our broadcast team. It's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
First opened in 2017. There's a look at the beautiful state-of-the-art Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, GA. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. And they're led out by a guy who's done just about everything you could ever imagine to do in this league, the great Tom Brady.
It's been a lot of fun watching him develop in his career, but that will to win, he's had that probably since birth, and it transmits itself throughout his entire ball club. Watching him play, it can be an absolute joy unless you're on the other team.
A good run there to start the drive. 13 yards, first down. That one good for 13 and a New England first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Brady going to throw to Michel on the dump off. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Now let's give you a look here at the New England offense.
I love the versatility of Marcus Cannon. He can play guard, he can play tackle. I think his footwork has really improved during his time in the NFL. He has one of the better backstories that you're going to get. This is a guy who was diagnosed with cancer, has beaten that, and now is one of the better players in the NFL.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Brady. His throw incomplete. Julian Edelman, the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd down. The starting defense for the Falcons.
Many people thought Keanu Neal was overdrafted by Atlanta, but they saw his talents and knew that he would fit their scheme perfectly. A hybrid player, can play deep in the secondary as a safety, can drop down into the box and also make a lot of tackles, and at times can stay on the field and serve a linebacker role as well.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 18 big yards on that one and a New England first down. This is one thing you can't do with Tom Brady. Let him get in a rhythm, let him get rolling early.
Every time you talk about Tom Brady or any other great quarterback, you always talk to the defensive guys and they say, you got to get him off his spot. What they mean by that is when you go back 3-step, 5-step, 7-step drop, and they just hit the same spot and then they're set up to throw the ball, get them to move a little bit, get them to hold the ball. And the pressure that affects just about any quarterback, right up the middle. Remember the Super Bowl? Atlanta's best success came up the middle pressure, what we call gut pressure.
Brady's throw there complete, and he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, it should open up his running game too. And he'll go down at the 28. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Wait, set, 380. Check, no. Silver. Hey, second.
They go right back to White here on first down. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
Second and 5 at the 23-yard line.
Wait, set, wide, 80. Two times. 40. Check.
On second down, Michel. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Eighth play of this opening drive coming up. This is third down.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
To throw, it's Brady. This is White on the screen. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback, because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
So now on fourth down, on comes Steven Gostkowski to try and get the Pats 3. From the left hash, this from 46. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall pick in the 2008 draft, the man they call Matty Ice, quarterback Matt Ryan.
And they said he would be a gym rat coming out of Boston College, and nothing has changed, and his play continues to get better as he rallies his team.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. Ryan. An incomplete, crisis averted, almost picked. Instead, second down. And here's the offense now. Charles, who's the guy you chose to highlight?
The tone setter, the guy in the middle, Alex Mack. His return, never good for the opposition.
Second and 10 now from the 27.
Watch the pass.
To throw again, Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Ryan now off the bootleg. And it's complete. Hooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now it's Ryan. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. And quickly, let's check out the New England defense.
You have to love Jamie Collins. You can use him just about anywhere on the defense. Inside linebacker, outside linebacker, defensive end. He might even play a little bit of safety if you give him the chance.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here, game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Ryan to throw. It's caught. Smith. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 18. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Ready. Check.
On 2nd and 2, Ryan. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. And there they bring pressure from the inside, and they get home.
Yeah, hard to block everyone, isn't it? And on this play, someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it? Touchdowns. With that kind of run on first down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
No gain on this defense. No gain.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Michelle. And down he'll go at the 25. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Wait, 10, 29, Alpha. 45.
Got to do better. Come on, QB, come on.
380, hey. 72.
Keeping it on the ground on first, Michelle. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
On play action, now Brady. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack coming from Adrian Claiborne off the edge. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Five men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down. From the gun, it's Brady. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's fourth down.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. The Patriots send out their punter. Kenyon Barner, deep for Atlanta. This is taken at the 18. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
On second down, Freeman. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
The Patriots going with a dime package here. 2 extra defensive backs on 3rd. From the shotgun, Ryan. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt. Back deep for the Patriots, Gunnar Olszewski. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Patriots take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach.
He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and he will score. Touchdown, Falcons.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
Extra point forthcoming. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Brady and the Patriots now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now Brady to try again after the pick 6. And he's got Edelman for the first time. That's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards there on the catch and run. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. First down, here's White. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, you told me before, it's great to be an athlete. A lot of great athletes out there. It's good to have instincts, and he has those.
I would take those above athleticism in a lot of cases, because if you know where the ball's going before anyone else can get there and block you, you can make up for lack of athleticism by being in the right spot at the right time.
And took him down in the backfield with those instincts. On second down now, Michelle. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. And our statistician, Ben Ramsar, just held up 3 fingers to remind me he now has 3 tackles for a loss rolling in the first quarter.
Well, Ben's got it detailed perfectly. He always gives us the right stats. I'd love to be on the offense's headset right now, because what you're hearing is, can someone please block him? Come up with a scheme, come up with something. Make sure you block him, because he's disrupting everything.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Shotgun now for Brady. Complete to Watson, the tight end. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
You gonna see me in your nightmares. Get up.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jamie Collins leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. From the gun, it's Ryan. This one complete to Devontae Freeman. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fielded just inside the 20. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. leverage guys, win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
This drive starts out on the ground with Michel. He finds an opening past the 40, and he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage, anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys, good.
Yeah.
Backside guys, that's what you're supposed to do?
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
Now Michel. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. On second down, Michel. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
And it's third down.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And that run was memorable for only one reason. There was absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Heading back onto the field, here's a look at Devontae Freeman now. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front and then maybe a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Ryan now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Ryan gets it off to Freeman. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 41-yard line.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Kill.
Ryan leaves with Freeman on the draw. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 1.
The Falcons on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Here's Ryan. The open man is Smith. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. This defense, tough to run against. And those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the 2nd level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
He's going to have to hook up to Gage. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
Defense.
So that one will be accepted.
Automatic first down.
They come out here in the I. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. Now it's Ryan. Able to get away. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Well, surprise, surprise. 1st and goal at the 1. No quarterback sneak. No running play. They decide to throw for it, but the pressure got to him quickly and put the quarterback down.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Now Ryan. And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Falcons push further out in front.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Hit on the stop to Monte Casey.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. When you gain that kind of yardage against a defense, it's really kind of geared to stop that play. Your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
Brady now going to leave it with Michelle on the draw. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
After a play like that, everyone on defense has got to go to the defensive line and give them their kudos. They destroyed everything inside. No place for the runner to go with the ball.
New England on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Caught by the tight end, Watson. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pin down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Matt Ryan in the offense heading back onto the field. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey,
oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 right at the 30.
Mike, 45.
Don't get nervous. Hey, hey! Sugar!
Brady gives to Michelle. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
At the 35-yard line.
Hey, set. Round 80. Round 80.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
380. Hey!
From the 35 on 2nd down. Brady, it's complete. James White. Call it a 3-yard gain, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. He's got Sanu. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot 1st down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Wait, set. Wide 20.
Check, 59.
You ain't doing nothing today. Real.
On 1st down, Brady. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot 1st down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 right at the 40.
Hey, 66.
Again, they'll throw with Brady. Incomplete.
Intended for Matt McCross. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Off the draw, here's Michelle. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Hey, Alabama.
From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. It's caught. This is White. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the 1st down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Matt Ryan and the Falcon offense set to get going again. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now, he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that lead. The veteran Jamie Collins there on the tackle.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Here's Ryan to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jamie Collins picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime previews, so I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Did I do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job.
Hey.
Well, writing down your ad-libs.
If you print it, I'm going to read it. I'm Brandon Gaudin.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
Ryan now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Patriots 35-yard line.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. To throw again is Ryan. Over the middle, complete. That's Freeman. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Ready?
Throwing again. Ryan. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Ryan. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too.
Defense.
And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. To give him the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, first and goal. After the penalty, here's Freeman. And Freeman lost the football, and it's picked up by the Patriots. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, the 20. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
I know many talk about the kick return as maybe the most exciting play in football, but any type of a return where it's a change of possession, where the defense gets the ball, that's exciting too, but it's not just an accident. Once they get the football, they've worked on finding people to block, creating running lanes for the guy with the ball, and protecting him, and this one was a long run.
Absolutely, they did all of that and more. The Patriots into the red zone for the first time. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Brady. Complete to Watson, the tight end. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Brady. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete. Out of the end zone. It's 3rd down. And 5 yards to go.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Brady. And able to find Dorsett. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Again, it's Brady. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Benjamin Watson in the final seconds of the first half. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT.
We've been together a few years, and you know that I really ride the wave of old momentum, don't I?
Yes, you do.
There is a heck of a difference between being down 6 and possibly being up 1. And right now, they've got that opportunity.
No doubt. That is a big-time score and a big-time swing in momentum. Gostkowski, the extra point. And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a New England touchdown. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has the look of a game that could very well go down to the wire. Just 1 point separating these two clubs at the break. But they're ready for the second half, and we are too, as we'll kick it right back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. On the counter, Devontae Freeman. And he'll get 3 up to midfield.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Ready, right 25. Mike 58, right there.
Here we go, here we go.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Jamie Collins able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
Pull it together.
Check 3, check 2, what is that?
From the gun, it's Ryan. Gets it off to Freeman. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 40.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking 1st down.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Ready.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Let's go, D. Big series.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 16. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Ready, we're ready. That's 25.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones there to make the grab. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown.
Under review.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3.
Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
Kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know in the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Here's Brady to throw. That's caught by the tight end, Lacoste.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got?
They'll run it. This is Michelle. On the stop there defensively, Tyler Davison. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them. Pulled, nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you talk about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
On 2nd down, they'll run with White. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now a play fake. Brady. He's got Lacoste as tight end. 17 yards there for the Patriots as they've got themselves a 1st down.
I feel for some of these guys nowadays because it is so tough to be able to run with these tight ends. Their speed, their elusiveness, especially when they run across the field, because you're not just running with him, you're trying to run through some traffic as well.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47.
Here I come again. Here I come again.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. He's got him in, complete. It's Julian Edelman. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 45-yard line.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down.
72.
Brady. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead him up 3rd and long. Brady now to throw. They dial up the screen here to Burkhead. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a 1st down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
Brady's got his guys 1st and 10, and he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. To throw is Brady, and this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It moves to 2nd and 10.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Brady gives this to White. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 2nd down, a little more productive than 1st. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are you going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
And an alley to run. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
Chase it. 380.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
Gold 50.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. They'll get 5 on the dump-off there, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And finding Edelman underneath, that's a recipe for success.
Typical route for a good slot receiver, and Edelman's one of the best in the game. Knows how to go inside what one of my college coaches used to call the briar patch. Got to go in there where it's tough and make those tough catches. And not only can he do it, he can often run away from people after the catch.
To throw, it's Brady. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Mohamed Sanu there to make the grab. And the Patriots have retaken the lead. That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
So now Brady and the Patriots going for 2.
Hey, check.
From the gun, it's Brady. It's complete, and he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
Matt Ryan and the offense heading back onto the field. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the 3rd.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. He'll have a first down past the 40. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons.
Here we go.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Ryan now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff. And on 3rd and 15, we see the dime look, 6 DBs on the field.
Playing pass all the way. Now it's Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's now 4th down.
Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Atlanta.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if he can drive the bus here again on this drive.
Wait, 10, 29, Alpha. You. Wait, 28.
On 2nd and 7, Brady. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
And 7 yards to go.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
Regular.
From the gun, Brady. And that will be incomplete.
Well, the fans should be applauding this defense right now. It's an excellent job. They force a 3 and out, and they should be able to set up their guys with great field position, probably near midfield or better.
The Patriots send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. He'll take it at the 42. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Matt Ryan and the Falcon offense set to get going again. He's been great. Looked down at the stat monitor here a moment ago. He's already over 300 yards in the third quarter.
And you get the sense there are plenty more yards to come. He's been sharp right from the beginning, finding the open targets, knows exactly where he wants to go with the football, and is delivering it really well.
And now he is in search of more yardage on this drive.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Pick it up.
Play action, Ryan. And he's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 22-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They go play action now. Ryan. under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Kyle Van Noy in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much, maybe a yard, and that's all. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
The throw on 2nd down by Brady is incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. On play action, it's Brady. Wide open receiver complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 36.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 36.
We got 4.
On play action, now Brady. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Allen Bailey, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Brady. Slant route, caught by Edelman. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. On 3rd and long, it's Brady. And able to find Dorsett. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Back now in Atlanta. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Into the red zone, it's Brady. He finds Dorsett, it's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Adrian Claiborne able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead them up 3rd and long.
Switch. Hey, Alabama.
On the ground is Michelle. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down. They won on 2 fronts there, so to speak, Charles. Not only do they stop him short of the first, they get him out of bounds and stop the clock.
Yeah, they won. The offensive guys lost because they wanted to stay in bounds and have that clock run or force you to use timeouts. Instead, the defense won, as you mentioned, on both fronts.
A big spot now for Stephen Gostkowski. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And the 13-year man puts it through. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 23 yards, the final tally. Freeman on the draw. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
The best play callers in any league know how to break their tendencies. They study themselves, they self-scout, and they realize most of the time you don't call a draw play on 1st and 10. So every so often you insert that play just to make the defense think, even if it's not successful.
25!
Check the out, check the out, check the out.
Let him go!
From midfield now, here's Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 33.
There's a good push to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, it's Ryan. He lets this one fly toward the back. And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead here in the 4th.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Now the extra point. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So the Patriots coming out now. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Brady going to throw. Caught by the tight end Watson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Wait, set 29, Alpha. Hey, watch the slant. Jacket, reload.
Brady now on 1st down. And nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long, with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Brady. down. Grady Jarrett getting him once again, his third sack of the afternoon. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead them up 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Brady. And that is incomplete. The Patriots send out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes Calvin Ridley and the offense for their next drive. They have to like what they've gotten from him in this game.
Think about the accumulation of catches.
8.
The yards per catch now, because you're getting more than a first down every time he's touching the ball. This is the kind of game you want when you're able to throw it out wide.
Absolutely. Over 100 yards, has the 8 catches. Ryan. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. That one goes for 24 yards.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. They'll eat some clock with Freeman. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Intended for Julio Jones. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 4.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. But he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. A 20th carry now for Freeman. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Ryan, they'll set up the screen to Smith. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Now that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Now Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Jamie Collins. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a play fake. Brady. He's airing it out for Sanu. Oh, so close to an interception. Read that beautifully. Got his hands on it. Couldn't get it. And it's second down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. He's airing it out for Sanu. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Throwing is Brady on third down. Complete to Watson, the tight end. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
No surprise they decided to throw on third down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward. Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
On third down, Freeman. Yeah, Freeman was trying to work his way forward, but I don't think he got there. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
Here's Matt Bosher now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it. This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up in that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Hey, 4 down.
Brady again here on 2nd and 10. Looking for Edelman, and he hits him. It's complete. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. To throw, it's Brady. Oh, he almost had the rare interception. The big fella couldn't hang on, though. Incomplete.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
The Patriots send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. Pulled in at the 24. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football. Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching in Atlanta, our apologies.
Go!
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Kyle Van Noy in on the stop. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw on 2nd and 6, Ryan. And his pass incomplete. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
On 3rd down, it's Freeman. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Tom Brady in the offense. Down by 1. 1:44 to go. A field goal would be a game winner as they come up on 1st down.
Wait, 20. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. And watch that. And watch the ball. Alert.
Brady to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Watson. And he'll go out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Hey, go 66.
Back to throw. Caught by Sanu. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
1st down now, but that clock rolling.
Let's go. Mike 59. Mike 50.
From midfield, here's Brady. Complete to Dorsett. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Wait, that's 53.
Watch a slant. Watch a slant. Watch a slant. Check.
A give to Michelle running right. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Mike, wait, that 29. Alpha. Check.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete here.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run with Michelle, and he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third. Again, it's Michel. And he'll be brought down well short of the first at about the 9-yard line. And that will get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to take the lead here in the final minute. Gostkowski's kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now the attention on the Falcons offense. Trailing by 2 after the made field goal. A little under 30 seconds remaining. And they need about 35 yards to get in range for a winner as they come up on first down. He's back to throw. Gets it off to Freeman. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Check 26, check 26.
One last shot for Ryan. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. Till next time, we say so long from Atlanta.